So a couple more trades have taken place since the last video I made where we broke down every single deal leading up to and at the NHL draft, and I figured I might as well make this quick video now giving you guys my thoughts on the deals before we get into the craziness that's going to take place tomorrow, which of course is the first day of free agency. Both of these deals are actually involving goaltenders. We have multiple teams that are going to have new starters heading into next season now, so we'll start off with the one that happened yesterday, this one between the Ottawa Senators and the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Toronto Maple Leafs acquired goaltender Matt Murray along with a 2023 third-round pick, a 2024 seventh-round pick in exchange for the illustrious future considerations. And probably the biggest part of this deal, Ottawa is retaining 25% of Matt Murray's remaining salary. Without that, obviously, this would not have gotten done. So Matt Murray, instead of making $6 million plus or whatever it was, he's only going to be on the books for a $4.687.5 million cap hit for the Leafs. Now, that is still very pricey and very risky to take on that deal when you look at Matt Murray and his production. In each of the past 3 seasons, he's been bad. Now, obviously, the Ottawa Senators as a team haven't been good in front of him in each of the past 2 seasons, but still, his production has been very poor. This is a big risk by the Maple Leafs, putting faith in this guy to be their starting goaltender, and this is a team with championship aspirations. Now, I do say this all the time, I'll say it again here, goaltending in the NHL is incredibly random, more so than any other position. Guys have ups and downs. I wouldn't be all that shocked if we see Matt Murray revive his career a little bit here in Toronto, but again, it is just a really big risk, and I kind of feel like they didn't get a ton back for taking on this contract. Yeah, of course, it was 25% retained, but just a third and a seventh, like, especially when you consider the leaked trade that almost happened at the draft, but Matt Murray said no because he didn't want to go to Buffalo. Ottawa was going to be willing to give up their 7th overall pick in that deal. Now, I'm assuming there wouldn't have been any salary retention at all, but still, the Senators really had no leverage at all. The whole league knew that they wanted to get rid of Matt Murray's contract, and they were still able to do that here without really giving up much. So I think this is a really nice cap dump by Ottawa. And again, for the Leafs, I just feel like this is a big risk. Obviously, before the past 3 seasons, Matt Murray was widely regarded as one of the better starters in the league. He was a 2-time Stanley Cup champion with the Pittsburgh Penguins, obviously had some great seasons there. If you're Toronto, you really just gotta hope he can get back to even close to that level, because if he doesn't, then the Leafs are kind of going to be screwed. It's looking like their backup is either going to be Eric Kallgren or Joseph Woll. Obviously, that could change from now until the start of the season, but man, it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. Moving on now to the next trade, this one also involving the Ottawa Senators, who have had a very busy offseason so far. In this deal, they acquired goaltender Cam Talbot from the Minnesota Wild in a straight-up 1-for-1 deal for goaltender Filip Gustavsson. First, let's quickly talk about this deal from the point of view of the Minnesota Wild. It makes a ton of sense. They re-signed Marc-Andre Fleury. They obviously feel confident going into next season with him as their starting goaltender, so there was really no reason for them to keep Cam Talbot as well, especially when you consider their cap situation. They rid themselves of his $3.6 million cap hit, and they bring in a guy in Gustavsson who's young, 24 years old, and has shown flashes at the NHL level, has had some good moments. So as long as Gustavsson can give the Wild, 20-ish games, 25-ish games of just solid backup play this season behind Fleury, I think they're going to be happy with that. Should be a more than serviceable tandem. I'm sure Filip Gustavsson is going to love playing behind and, learning from and just picking up traits from a guy like Marc-Andre Fleury, who's had such a great career. Now let's shift focus, talk about this deal a little bit from the Ottawa Senators point of view. Obviously, this is a team that wants to start winning games. I think that's very clear by the moves they've made so far this offseason, getting a guy like Alex DeBrincat, obviously getting rid of Matt Murray, and now bringing in Cam Talbot. And for a team that wants to start winning games, it probably wouldn't have been the best idea to go into next season with the tandem of Filip Gustavsson and Anton Forsberg. That's a pretty young, inexperienced tandem there, even though Forsberg did play really strong this past year. But I think it was really smart for Ottawa to pair Anton Forsberg with a veteran goaltender like Cam Talbot, who's been in the league since, 2013. He's a more than capable starting caliber guy. He's in the final year of his contract as well. Kind of a simpler way of putting this, I feel like if you just look at it from this aspect, Ottawa went from having Matt Murray, and obviously it wasn't a great contract, he wasn't performing well in Ottawa, to getting rid of that along with a 3rd and a 7th and Filip Gustavsson, while also retaining some of Matt Murray's salary, of course, to Cam Talbot, who's a pending UFA at the end of this upcoming season. If you're a Sens fan, I really don't think you can find much to complain about right now, especially with these recent moves. I think Pierre Dorian has had a great offseason so far. So those are my quick thoughts on the 2 trades involving goaltenders that took place over the last 48 hours. As always, I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts as well, so be sure to get down there in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about both of these deals. If you guys enjoyed this video and you're excited for free agency tomorrow like I am, please be sure to leave it a like. That is the best way to show your support. And most importantly, if this was your first time checking out the channel and you want more NHL content just like this, this, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll talk to you all soon.